What's going on, brother? Today we're going to talk about why you're hitting a plateau. And if you're new here, my name's Gino, and for the last 12 years of my life, I've been a men's fitness and personal development coach, helping hundreds of men just like you build their first 25 pounds of muscle. So let's jump into today and figure out why you're hitting a plateau. Now, if you Google this and if you found this video because you're hitting a plateau, well, then this video is going to be for you. But if you don't know what a plateau is and you're just curious as to what this video is going to be about, a plateau is when you stop making progress, okay? So if we're hitting a plateau and we stop making progress, how do we go about fixing that, right? Why are we hitting a plateau? I'm going to go over a few examples today. The first one's going to be intensity, and this has to do with your workout itself. Now, when you show up to the gym every single day, are you really pushing yourself? Like when you get underneath that weight, do you feel that intensity surfacing like you're really giving it some effort? Because if you don't feel like you're giving it a lot of effort, if you're just showing up and you're just doing the motions, right? And you're not giving it good intensity, well, then you're going to hit a plateau at some point, right? You're going to stop building muscle because you haven't had enough intensity to stress your body for it to build the muscle and for it to grow, okay? So intensity could be one reason you're hitting a plateau and you're stopping building muscle. Another thing is weight. You know, if you keep going to the gym doing the same exercises over and over, your body's going to eventually get used to doing those exercises, right? It's like if you go for a walk on day 1, it's going to be much easier to go on that same walk on day 30, right? So the same principle applies with weight. Okay, if you keep using the same weights over and over again, after a month, you're going to need to increase your weights, right? You're getting stronger. You're getting used to using it. So you need to use a little bit more weight. So another reason why you could be hitting a plateau and you're not building muscle anymore is because you're not using enough weight. Another way is tempo. You may be hitting a plateau because of a tempo. What does tempo mean? It basically just means how fast or slow you do your reps. Okay, most people when they go into the gym, maybe they have enough weight and maybe they have enough intensity, but their tempo is way too fast. They're banging out the reps. They're going, just banging out those bench press reps. Now here's the problem with that, is muscles don't grow with just weight and intensity alone. They also grow with how much time that muscle has weight on it. It's called time over tension. Okay? So you want to get a nice good tempo. You want slow and controlled reps because the slower your reps are, the more time that muscle spends underneath that weight and underneath that resistance. Does that make sense? So it'll make it grow. So if you're hitting a plateau, your tempo is probably way too fast. It should take you about 40 seconds to do an entire set. Okay? If it takes you like 8 seconds to do a set, 10 seconds, you're going way too fast. All right? So about 40 seconds total for each set. You want to slow down your tempo if you're hitting a plateau. Another reason why you're probably hitting a plateau is because you're so focused on finishing an exercise instead of feeling an exercise, right? Like I said, if you're doing the bench press, you're just like hitting your set of 10, right? You're just trying to hit that set of 10 as quick as you possibly can to get your set done with, right? Maybe you got enough intensity, good weight, maybe even good tempo, but you're just focusing on finishing the workout. You're not focusing on squeezing a muscle. Now, for instance, if I do a bicep curl and I'm like moving my arm like this, there's a big difference between moving my arm like this and squeezing and feeling my bicep when I'm actually doing it. Does that make sense? Okay? We're going to make sure that we're focusing on a feeling, not a finish. You could be hitting a plateau because you're not focusing on using the muscle all the way, and you're not getting feedback that you're using it because you don't feel it. So focus on a feeling, not a finish, if you're hitting a plateau. Now let's get out of the realm of working out for a second and talk a little bit about diet, okay? Because diet could be another reason you're hitting a plateau. Like maybe your workouts are fantastic, they're perfect, but you're not eating enough. Okay, that could be a problem because if you're training like a horse and eating like a chicken and wondering why you're not building any muscle, well, it's because you're not eating enough. Like bigger people need more food, right? And as you work out and as you grow, you're going to need to eat more food, right? And I promise you at some point in your muscle building journey, you are going to feel like you have to force feed yourself because you have to stretch your appetite capacity because you need to eat more food before your body allows you to grow. It can't grow and then you eat more food. Does that make sense? You need to eat more food before you grow. And sometimes it'll going to feel like you're force feeding yourself a little bit because you're eating more than you're used to. And then lastly, you could also be not eating the right food for diet. Okay? So like I was mentioning, diet could be because you're eating too little, but it also could mean you're not eating the right foods. Now, I want you to think about this. You probably know somebody in your life that has an allergy, right? You know, they eat the peanut butter and they got to go to the hospital and get a shot in their ass because their throat's closing up. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, they have a severe food sensitivity. It means our body doesn't like something. You have an allergic reaction. Now, that's on the very, very severe side of the spectrum. You could also have a very mild food sensitivity that doesn't put you in the hospital, but it's still not good when it's in your body. So for instance, if you eat chicken, right, and your body doesn't like chicken, what ends up happening is when the chicken gets digested in your stomach and it goes into your blood, then your immune system attacks it for some reason, like it's a sickness or a disease. It says, I don't like this thing very much, okay? Now you need to figure out what foods work best for you if you're hitting a plateau. If you're stopping your muscle building progress, then you need to take a food sensitivity test to figure out which foods don't work well with your body. And you can eliminate those immediately. And then lastly, you could have hormonal issues, okay? If you hit a plateau, you could check your hormones, and your testosterone levels might be low, right? If your testosterone levels are too low, then you're not going to end up building muscle. So make sure you also get your hormones checked. If you feel like, man, I've been working out for 6 months and I haven't made any progress and my energy levels suck, I'm not recovering from my workouts, well, you may want to go get your hormones checked. You know, go get some blood work done by your doctor and ask to see your blood work. If your hormones are too low, and that means you could also be sick. Your body's not going to build muscle when it's in a sick state, okay? So if you're hitting a plateau, it could be because your testosterone levels are too low. Now, there could be many reasons why you're hitting a plateau. They could have to do with your workout, could have to do with your diet, and it could also have to do with your hormones. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit the like button down below for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel.